Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Julie and Milo show. Hope everyone's doing well. My name is Julie and my dear friend Milo. Today we are going to talk about OnPassive. Milo, would you like to say hi to our viewers?
Hey, how's everyone doing today? Beautiful day out in Nashville.
Beautiful day here in Newport Coast, California as
Oh,
well. So you might ask, what the heck is OnPassive? Well, OnPassive is Catmo, and Catmo spelled C-A-T-M-O. C stand for Complete Digital Solutions, and anything has to do with internet. A stand for automatically. It's 100% automatically, hand-free, integrated with artificial intelligence that deliver T. T is targeted traffic. OnPassive is delivering targeted traffic to any services, tools, any business that you have online or offline. M stands for money. We all need money in order for us to have the kind of financial freedom, meeting our goals, our dream. And O stands for OnPassive, and OnPassive is always over delivered. I love it. Catmo is total freedom, and that is what OnPassive is represent. Isn't that right, Milo? It's so exciting.
that's right. That's right, Julie. Yeah, OnPassive is so exciting that I just can't believe I had the opportunity to get into this. And it's just a wonderful thing. And we were just going to talk back and forth and mastermind as real estate people, how this can help real estate. And one of the
Absolutely.
big things is if you put your website on there, say you have a website, most realtors have a website, they would be able to put their website onto this network, and they're going to have all this software available to them. But you said one thing that was key with the artificial intelligence, and that was the
But
T.
wait, Milo. I don't have a website. I've been a real estate person for 12 years. How do I get my website started? I mean, I don't have a website. I mean, you know what I did? I actually paid for 3 years subscription to GoDaddy,
uh,
and it's such a pain because I don't know. I'm not a tech person. I know how to sell real estate, but I don't have a website. And every time when I get on the phone with GoDaddy and they say, do this, do that, I'm not that person. So to what we know, OnPassive has a complete digital solutions. That means that OnPassive will help me create a website for me and host it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They will help you build the website, and it also has a website builder, which means that once that website is built and you want to make a little change to it, you don't have to go to anyone. You can just if you want to change some wording, you just go and change it. If you want to change the fonts, you can change the fonts. You can change what color it looks. You can put a different picture in it. You can just manipulate that website any way that you want to. But
Very true. And it's kind of like a plug and play type of thing.
absolutely. So once you get that, so here's what happens. Once you have your website, it's going to be hosted. So no longer do you need GoDaddy, for your domain names. No longer do you need it for your hosting, because now OnPassive is doing all of that, and it's all part of the cost. So you have that. Now you said one thing that was really key when you was talking about Catmo. You said targeted traffic, and everybody knows you can have the most beautiful website ever created to man, but if no one ever goes and can see it or can find it, it doesn't sell anything for you. And you can also have the most beautiful website, and if the wrong traffic is going to it, you can have tons of traffic going to it, But if it's all deer hunters going to a site that's selling high heel shoes, you're probably not going to sell many high heel shoes, you know. But what targeted traffic is what AI is. AI goes out and it finds people. So in the case of a real estate uh, agent, which I think every real estate agent will end up having this very soon, or they won't be competitive just because of this. The AI goes out there and it will find people that want to sell a home, and you know, you wouldn't want to do that worldwide. You know, we're in 217 countries, but you can actually geo-target. You could say, you know, I only want to do it in zip code number 3214, you know, 4 or 5 zip codes that are around your area that you service, basically. So what does that do for the real estate person? Well, number one, it's gonna find them homes before anyone else finds it. So in other words, if a person is talking to a friend and says, hey, you know, we're thinking about selling our home, boom, it picks it up, you know, because remember, everything on the internet and even on phone calls and stuff like that, that data is being picked up, you know, by someone, and it's put into your system. And so it puts it in there, so you automatically get those people before, you know, anyone else would. Same way with selling a home, you know. There's some other cool tools that, you know, you can talk about. You know, you could put a TV show up that advertises the homes that say you've listed, but you want to give that person that personal contact. So by them seeing you on TV or them seeing you, they get to know you personally through that, and they can watch your houses come and go. They could want to know, that could cause them to want to sell with you, that could cause them to want to buy with you. You know, the more you keep your name out in front of people, the better.
Yeah, so I wanted to summarize what Milo was saying is that let's just say that I have a brokerage, you know, a real estate office that I want to open. When I open that, first of all, what I need is I need a website, okay? Then I need to have I need to hire staff, and then I need to track clients. It's another software. And then I need to have a software where I can keep all the records, you know, as a real estate broker. And then I need to basically have a way where I can bringing traffic to all of my agents. There are probably, I mean, when you open a brokerage, you're probably going to need about minimum probably about 10 software, and each of those software you have to buy it from a third party, okay? And each of those software each subscriptions, and you know, I think if I was to open the brokerage, I would probably spend a lot of money as a startup, as a subscription for me to be able to run my business. But then if you are a OnPassive customer or a founder, you could do all of that within OnPassive umbrella. This is really crazy, you know, because within, I mean, when you open a business, you need so many things to get it started, you know? And once you've done that, now you're sitting on a beautiful office with all these software, but then what type of funnel, where do I get my client? What is the best thing out there? And as I watch OnPassive going in the past year and a half, I see that I can use all of that within OnPassive, and I only need to pay one subscription. That is mind blowing, Milo. This is really crazy.
Absolutely, it is. And the work that they do for you, if you take just a couple of the things right on the front end. So when you put your website there, you have a sales funnel. The AI builds a new sales funnel for you every day, and it's constantly tweaking and trying things and trying to get more people to your site. But it does it every day. So remember how much traffic that's going to bring you over the years.
That's huge.
Yeah, because the people that get in right at the beginning, of course, someone that comes in 60 days later, well, there's already 60 funnels in this other person's that's driving people to their site, where this one's starting with one. You'll still get there, but you know, the guy with the advantage is the guy that gets there first and starts using it first, of course. Okay. So that's one of the advantages. What about the sales bot? You know, that there's times at 3 o'clock in the morning you don't want to answer questions about a home, but this sales bot will say, hey, may I help you? Well, I'm looking at this house on 3109. When could I maybe see it or something? And it could pull up your calendar and say, well, there it is. You know, we can schedule it for then or whatever. You know, these chat bots are amazing. They're trained, you know. So if it comes to a question that it doesn't know the answer to, they're going to get back with you. They put that in the queue. You'll never be asked that question again. So time freedom is a huge thing, you know.
I love it.
You can have all the money in the world. If you have no time to spend it, it's no good. And you can have all the time in the world and no money, then what? You know, you got to have a balance of both of them, and that's what this actually does. So there's so many other things in real estate. I'm sure you being a real estate person, you can name some that, you know, places else that this will help.
You know, the toughest thing for me as a real estate agent is it's client prospects. We prospects all the time, but then when we have the prospect, we then have to spend time with them and turn them into a buyer or seller. And then it takes time for us to take those buyer and seller to the property that they want to see or to the property that they want to sell. There's just so much time. And if OnPassive could take over the prospecting, the targeted traffic, and then just give me the buyer that ready and able to buy, I think that would save me so much money. All I have to do is on the road all day and show them properties.
Yeah.
You know?
And one of the cool things that will even help you trim that up a little bit more is, what if you actually do a video walkthrough of each of your house or whatever, these different houses, you do a video makeovers of them or walkthroughs, and they can see you selling it, and you can actually sell the house almost, you know, so that they know that, hey, this is the house that I want, and this is in my price range, and this will do the trick, you know. And you know, that's a cool thing.
Yes, and absolutely. You know, as a real estate investors, I've invested in properties before. The toughest thing is to control your profits. You know, if you have a property, you fix it, you upgraded it, and then you put it on the market, I think the huge chunk of your profit is going toward the real estate agent or the broker or a listing broker. And if I'm a real estate investor and I have access to OnPassive software, I think that would save me a lot of money too, because I can instantly market my property while I'm fixing it or while I am getting ready for it to sell. And when I do that, I don't need to wait till I finish. I can just show the whole progress and then put it right. And then maybe by the time I finish fixing the property, I may already have a buyer.
Very well could. You know, the other thing is, you remember, you can also do that with a real estate person too, or if a real estate person say you've got your real estate person in OnPassive, well, use them, let them do that marketing for you. They could come take videos each day, or, you know, however, you could send them a video, you know, they could say, send me this video, and they put a package together and sell it for you, you know, and so there's just all kinds of things. And that person that you're talking about, that the investor, the one that flips a property or whatever, you know, he can find that property a whole lot quicker now, because, you know, he knows where it is. Yeah, and you're right. He could grab it and turn it and make it. It's gonna cut a lot of time out of it and make it where that before MLS gets it or anything else like that, you're gonna have it. You know what I'm saying? A
Yeah.
huge advantage to that.
That is true. That is true. You know, as a real estate agent, truly, honestly, is that OnPassive already give us an opportunity for us to become a founder instead of waiting for OnPassive to go live. As an agent, I could just become an OnPassive founder with $100, and then I can actually share that with my other agents and even even escrow officer who does the business development for other real estate agent, they actually can share that with the agent. What do you think about that, Milo?
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's so many different branches that you think about that it could. Property management. What about property management? If you're
Yeah,
a property manager, you could do that. And you can make a ton of money that way, a couple ways. Number one is you rent the places out, you get the people coming in because they know you're going to have rentals coming. So they're coming to your site, right? But what happens if you sign them up as OnPassive and say, look, you know what? If you become a founder of OnPassive, this thing will pay your rent, you know? And so people that might not be able to afford to get into your place, if they become a member of OnPassive in 6 months, they might. Same way with buying a house. You got someone that can't come up with the down payment, introduce them to OnPassive. Whether you buy them a spot or they buy their own spot, now they're starting to build all this residual income that's coming in that, they're not really, I don't want to say you're not having to work for it because it's better if you work because you make more, but you, whether you work or not, someone's going to work for you. Whether that's the person above you is bringing people in because your thing has to fill up. It has to fill up by a timestamp. And so that's the reason that this is not an MLM. Everybody will make money. There's you don't have any choice but to make money because once you put in, you become a founder, you will make money because of them driving traffic to it.
it's very true. You had mentioned about the renter, like helping the renter to get in the rental place. So then after he or she joined OnPassive, who knows that you turn that renter into a buyer. You will be
That's
selling them a property down the road if they are in OnPassive, because OnPassive is giving them or us the opportunity to make residual income for life. If that person knows how to save and have a goal, you can work along the way, and then you can turn that buyer into that renter into a buyer. Not only
absolutely
that, yeah, I think that's brilliant.
right. And I mean, because the thing of it is you're going to gain loyalty from that too. They're not going to go buy someplace else because you're basically giving them the money and you've showed them how to do it. Chances of them going and buying someplace else, you know, are
Very
slim to
slim.
none. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, so now you've got a friend in you, but the truth of it is anyone that you hire, say you hire a guy to do the electrical work or a maintenance guy or this or that, you put him in on a passive,
You
you
bless
know,
them that opportunity.
absolutely. Now think of this. Let's go to the broker's side. Okay, the broker's got 20 real estate people selling underneath him, right?
Yeah.
What if that broker took and said, now this, I don't know the legal parts of this, so you have to check, but I'm sure there's a way to
Sure.
do it. But you give each one of your employees a package. You buy them a spot into it. Now they get to use all the softwares at home for their work, whatever. They get to use it all. They also get to sign up people underneath them. Just like we were just talking, they get to bless other people now. But you could actually hold the key for that because if you own it, you could say, hey, I'm putting you in and in 5 years, you're fully vested, or you could say, 5 years, you get 25% of whatever's in it, or, you see what I'm saying? All of a sudden, you're building
Sure.
all this loyalty up. If that person wants to go out on their own, hey, they just put a spot right underneath that one, and they
Oh,
can
that's
work
huge.
and build it up, and they're building up their retirement plan and they're building up their other thing. Make
Sure,
sense?
absolutely. Yeah, it's fantastic. And go back into a renter. A renter, you turn a renter into a home buyer, and then you turn a home buyer into an investor.
Right.
I mean, it's all connected. I feel like it's a spider web. It
Yep.
starts with one person sharing the blessing, and then the next person sharing the blessing. It's like a spider web in my mind.
And then when they become the investor, they're going to buy the home from you.
Mhm.
And then they need to turn around and rent it. Well, guess what? You got a property rental place
Yeah,
because you put a place that, you've got a website that's for property rental. So now you can take their home and you can rent it for them. They're
absolutely.
thrilled.
What about Airbnb?
Absolutely. You can do it. You can do it just like an Airbnb, because, and there again, you have to check out the legal things within your state or whatever, but I mean, the capabilities is there. Someone wants to come rent, boom, they just pay you, right through your wallet and you're good to go. You know what I'm saying? It honestly is an incredible deal. And especially when you think outside the box. Say if you're a real estate person and you're developing lots, okay? So all you got is this open land, but it's a beautiful place. But maybe it's outside of town and you're marketing to town people to have a place to go relax, right?
Right, right.
But for them to drive, 40 minutes or an hour out to see it, they might not be too hyped on that, But if you're selling that property and you go out there and you take photos of it and you show the wildlife in it, or you show the pond that's on it or whatever, and you're starting to build houses out here, summer cottages or something like that. Well, you can market all of that on that, by doing a almost like a live TV show, like a show. So just incredible things that you can market. Now, when you're doing that, remember you have the guys that are the excavators that put the water in the sewer, and then you got the carpenters that build, and you got the electricians, the HVAC guys. What if you happen to get all of those people that you're using in your place? You can pay right out of your old wallet for that stuff, and you make your transactions that way. But at the same time, you're helping them out because now they're starting to market their things. But then not only that, you're getting paid every month residual income. I'd seen a thing, I don't know if you've seen the meme the other day on Facebook that said, if you knew what residual income was, you would drive a boat through a wall. And there's a boat sticking through a wall. And I got to thinking, man, that's so true, because a lot of people don't understand what residual income is. But just think of it this way, that regardless what happens on this date or whatever, the money's just going to be there. So you don't have to work for it. It's residual. It's you already did the work once, and you just keep collecting money each and every month. So every month that subscription comes due, that person doesn't pay out of pocket. Remember, they pay out of profits, but they do pay a subscription, and that's what pays you. It's a remarkable program. It really is. I mean, and then if you take, all the other things that it has, the Zoom, the old capture would be great for a real estate person. They go out, snap a picture, you can write on it, you can put the price of it on it, advertise, throw it up quick for advertisement, anything like that, just remarkable products.
So is it fair to say within the possibility is endless within OnPassive?
Yes, I would say that, that it gives you an opportunity to do just about anything you want to do. And if you think outside the box, there's more than you can even imagine that you can do. And it's going to be a good ride. It's going to be a real good ride, with all the softwares that's there, all the way from, you got you got QuickBooks that will actually, funnel your expenses and stuff. And that's why, even though with OnPassive, you can put 2 or 3 businesses on it, I'm not sure that that's the way I would do it, just for the fact that, say you were a realtor and then you were doing property management. Do you want all those funds going into one account that's just, you know, feeding through, and then you got to do a lot of book work to sort it out? You know, I'm assuming it's going to be a whole lot easier than it would be normally, but wouldn't it be better to, for $100, get your second one, so that you got that second one? So when you do the first one, you got the second one. Each would run its expenses, and right on down all the way out to taxes. You can assign it to where you want it to go, you know, on both of them, you know. And my thing is, you know, because all you need is a different email address. You can buy as many of these spots as you want. And I do feel like that, you know, that this thing is growing so fast that come January 1st, when there's no longer any founders packages, those, if you have a founders thing, now remember, you can sell them, you can will them, because it's a generational income, but you could sell it if you wanted to, and you could sell it. But I'm thinking that $100 package, you'd be lucky to buy one for $20,000 in January or February.
Oh,
Once people
sure.
see what it's doing, you just won't be able to buy it. So it's one of those things that I think you can't go wrong by buying an extra one. If you're thinking about doing 2 or 3 businesses, you know, I would get it. If you could afford it, get some. But can you
Yeah,
put them all on one? Yes, you can. It will. You need no more than one, and I promise you, one is going to make you. It's going to give you generational income, you know, and wealth, you know. And if you take, my thing is, I have a passion for giving back. If you take half of your money that comes in and you give it away, the next month you're going to get a lot more back, because you gave
absolutely.
that away. And each time you do that, you're gaining more members that are paying you every month, and it's an incredible asset to you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think many of us founders who bought a founder position, it's a way, it's kind of like thinking this is all business, and the startup cost is $100. That is like nothing compared to many people around the globe. And so it's really incredible opportunity that we all have the opportunity to be part of. On November 2019, Mr. Ash Mufarad, who is the CEO of OnPassive, has said, OnPassive is our business and we will protect it with our bones and blood. And I think that statement is so true. We all in it to win it together. So I think the next sections we are going to do is we are going to talk about the heart and the mind of Mr. Ash Mufarad. What do you say, Milo?
Yeah, sure. I mean, Ash Mafaro is just this incredible person. His passion and stuff for people, and his heart, you know, and he could have already sold the company out to, you know,
Yeah,
the high tech people.
yeah. So
He chooses not to, and he said he will not sell, you know,
yeah.
so I believe him.
So that's just a little bit of our next segment about Ash Mufarad, but I think we'll call it for today. And if anyone who's listening to this segment, if you could get back to the person that invited you here, and if you are a founder, we both recommended you, suggested you, and asking you to plug in to our webinars and listen to what comes with OnPassive. Any last word from you, Milo?
Go get them founders. Let's just sign them up, man. Bless people. Tell them about it. You know, it's an opportunity. Not everyone's going to take that opportunity, but remember, the main thing is to tell everybody about it that you know, because I promise you that what's going to happen, you're going to see come January, you're going to see a lot of these people looking to get into it, and they need a sponsor. So if they remember that you were the one that told them first, that hopefully they're going to come back to you, you know. So you've got a chance to do it. But even if they go, if it happens that, you know, someone else signs them up, I think I had a good friend, Ronnie Aquino, who you know, I didn't tell about. and we're good friends. And I have no idea. I thought I told him, but I didn't. I went back, I looked, I didn't tell him. He called me and wanted to invite me to OnPassive. And I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me. Now he's growing this big team. He'll probably be a lot bigger than me, you know. But I think about it, you know, I didn't do what I should have did. You know what I'm saying? It's not on anyone but me, you know, because probably if I'd have sent him the stuff, he'd have looked at it and he'd have signed up under me, and I'd have a lot bigger team than I have now. But you know, hey, you never know who that can be, and it can be someone that you don't even think has any kind of interest at all in it. But when they see a video like this or something, it jogs their mind that, you know what, I know this one. I could, you know, ask this one or whatever. You never know where it's going to lead to, because one person, they could only get one person in, but if that's the right person, they could bring thousands in under your team. So just
So
give
as
it
you
out.
listen, absolutely. I wanted to say this last words too, is that as you listen to this message, we do use a lot of team, we use a lot, you know, overflow, we use all of that. OnPassive is not an MLM company. It is a register, a company for in all over the world. You don't have to build a team. We build a team because we just passionate about OnPassive. You know, you don't have to build a team. There's no cap to it. There's no qualification. You know, everyone would have success within OnPassive. It just the level of success. If you have a big team, you have a bigger level of success. If you have a small team, or if you have nobody, you still be successful. But it's just the level of success within OnPassive. So you just got to go out there and share the message and bless people. I mean, I see, Milo, there's a lot of people, a lot of founders in OnPassive are actually buying position for their whole family. They are using OnPassive to build
Absolutely.
their legacy. I mean, they're building their legacy within
Very
OnPassive.
smart.
Very smart.
Yeah.
So let's call it a wrap, and we will see you next time on the Julie and Milo Show. Take care, everyone. Stay
Buenos
blessed.
dias. Bye. Be blessed.
Bye.
Bye.